Hello fellow Guardians, this is the Mega Construx Destiny Heavy Pike Patrol set. Something that definitely needed to be made. So I'm very glad that it was made. Now, I personally probably would have been a little bit happier if it was just a regular pike rather than a heavy one. But that's just my nostalgia speaking, because, you know, that nostalgia goes all the way back to the Destiny 1 beta out on the moon. But, let me tell you, the build of this heavy pike is nice. It's a very advanced, compact build made with a lot of generic, very small pieces, and it's built in every possible direction. You do stuff upside down, you do stuff right side up, you do stuff at angles, strange angles. You use clips, you use studs, you use anti-studs, you use gender bender pieces that allow you to switch directions 180 degrees within a very small space. You turn things on multiple axes at the same time, and it's all within this very small set, this very compact package here. Plus, with that, they were still able to get in play features. Has a couple of working shooters that are well integrated in there. I mean, they don't stick out. They're difficult to see if you leave the trigger off entirely or leave the bolt out, and you probably wouldn't notice it at all. But, you know, one of those on either side just fires off. That works well. This is the projectile here. Has a short tail. Just goes right in there. See, that's what it looks like without the bolt. Just the trigger doesn't stick out quite as much, but pretty good stuff there. Durability is decent with this. I don't feel like it's going to fall apart, which is actually surprising. I was worried as I put this together. I mean, like I said, some of the stuff is just built in such strange ways. I mean, this is upside down. This is completely upside down. It's just attached out here. And then you have this kind of bridge area where there's no connection whatsoever. It's fancy stuff that's only possible with the Mega Bloks specific collection of parts. This is a reused canopy piece, obviously, which fits in there pretty nicely. I'm not sure if this piece is brand new. I personally haven't seen it before, but I don't know if it's actually new. It may have been borrowed from one of their older original themes. You know, you can change the angles of these thrusters out here a little bit if that doesn't look quite right to you. And let me get this. Oh yeah, clear stand is included, of course. It's Mega, and that can be angled back and down. And it, it has a good amount of stability. Let me put the Guardian on here so you can see how that looks. It is a bit of a tight squeeze to get the dude in there with his head beneath the canopy. I actually kind of shifted, just tilted the entire front section forward a little bit. It has a couple of joints involved in there that give you the ability to make room. You can also get him to be leaning down more, you know, to where his head is really tucked down, but then he's not able to look or even appear to be looking straight forward. I kind of prefer the look with the head a little bit more level with the horizon, just closer to level, just personally. You have some options there, but it does take a little bit of finagling. And it does look like the Pike is a little bit larger than figure scale, but not by much, if it is at all. It's pretty close, which is a tough thing to pull off at this kind of scale with this sort of brick-based, block-based building system. So to get that much detail, that much shaping into this thing, still be able to get a figure in there and to have it look decently close to believable in scale is, I think, a real triumph of design. I really respect this design a lot, more than usual. It does feel to me like a little bit of a shame that they had to do another year one figure with this Titan. I understand it though, given that they have to get their money's worth from the molds that they created. The problem is that they were just kind of late to the market with their Destiny line in the first place, which may not be their fault again, licensing and all that stuff. Whatever the case may be, I would like to see them move everything to Destiny 2, because Destiny 1 is so earlier this year. But that said, this Titan looks great to me. I love the color scheme, even though there is a little bit of mismatch in between the green colors used with the paint applications and the green used for the upper leg armor here. This is a more correct match to an in-game color, like the the crucible green color, but still, accuracy notwithstanding, it just looks great. It looks great on display. I don't care that it's a year one thing. I don't care that it's, out of date. I like it. I just like looking at it. It looks great on display to me, and it comes with the Kvostov, which is pretty awesome. That's still a very memorable weapon. It was a very interesting weapon, and I'm glad that they actually made it. And the thing, looks believable enough easily that you could use this in the context of realistic modern war stuff. You could put that in with a Call of Duty Modern Warfare era of diorama or something, and it would probably fit right in. It looks a little bit more like a European weapon, which is fine, but I like basically everything about this figure, except for the ghost, which is just plain. But beyond that, it's just nice stuff. And then last and least, we get a pair of dark red shanks, and these just use the exact same design that they have for all of their shanks to date, and that's fine. And they give you a couple of clear rods to pose them, and then they just give you one single piece of terrain on which to pose them. It would have been nicer to have a second piece so you could separate them out, but it's not uncommon to actually see these things close together, so it's not entirely unrealistic. I appreciate the clear pieces always. They're very useful, and actually use a couple of different attachment methods between the two. Gives you a little bit more in the way of options, also including the ability to turn them side to side in addition to going around. So good posing possibilities, and just a fine design there. Yeah, so this is not one of their larger sets, but to me, from a build perspective, it's definitely one of the more impressive, and it might not be possible to really convey why I'm impressed by it on camera. It might be one of those things where you have to put it together yourself, go through the entire process with the pieces, and just see how all the different sub-assemblies come together with all the different building in so many different directions that ultimately just creates this one thing that looks pretty accurate to an actual in-game asset. So yeah, needless to say, I'm very happy with this thing. What I'm least happy with is the Year 1 Guardian, but that's not saying much, because like I said, I really just like what it looks like on display. Even though I'm not a Titan main, yeah, I like to look at it. So this one's a winner, if you ask me. Thank you for watching. I hope that I showed you everything that you wanted to see or were interested in with this set, and get to work on some more videos, so I'll talk to you again soon.
That glimmer has our names all over it. Ooh, kind of a catchy jingle. New Pacific Arcology. The next frontier is you.
This is clearly some kind of trap.
We're in some kind of interdimensional terminal.